Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Box Office Receipts for the weekend of February 7th, 2020. I'm your host Tyler Callahan, and we got the usual weekend top 5 international updates and what is coming out this week. Now we have a bit to talk about with Birds of Prey, so let's knock out the weekend top 5. Opening in first place is Birds of Prey with 33 million. In second place is Bad Boys for Life with 12 million, for a total of 166.3 million. In third place is 1917 with 9 million, for a total of 132.5 million. In fourth place is Doolittle with 6.6 million, for a total of 63.9 million. Lastly, in fifth place is Jumanji: The Next Level with 5.5 million, for a total of 298 million. So out of my predictions, I was wrong with fifth place. I thought The Gentleman would be able to hold on better, but it came in at sixth place. Honestly, it's not their fault. Jumanji has had killer legs and only dropped 8% from last weekend. Like, god damn. The rest was as expected, so let's turn our heads to Warner Brothers and their latest mishap. So the good news for the studio, Birds of Prey got good reviews and opened in first place. Now the bad news. It's almost 20 million lower than what was expected and is the lowest opening for a DC movie in 10 years since Jonah Hex. Now technically this is not too much of an issue if the legs are good because it was made for around 80 to 90 million, but still this was supposed to do 150 million domestic and now it'll be lucky to hit 100 million. And just a quick talk for their international numbers, kinda weak as well, so it's not just like Americans didn't show up to see the movie. Let's dissect the problem. I think the first thing here is the title of the movie. No general audience member knows what the fuck the Birds of Prey is, and I don't blame them. What they should have done is simply called the movie Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, especially since reviews have said she is the main character anyway. At least with this, the public would know immediately who's headlining the movie. And it wouldn't be any false marketing either. Another issue, speaking of marketing, is how late it is. I've seen Warner Brothers start to do this for movies, which is to not show anything up until 6 to 8 months out, release a poster, full trailer, and some pictures. Then they show nothing again until a month out, with another trailer, more posters, and all that. The final trailer should come out about 2 months before they're released, not 1 month. This gives it time to breathe. Then for your final month, have your standard TV spots released. I understand in the age of social media, hyping up a movie for over a year is not the best move and is expensive. But the way marketing is done now by Warner Brothers, it feels like a college student rushing out of paper. I do hope that Warner Brothers makes these changes for other movies because right now, if you take out Joker because it's not a DCEU movie, from Aquaman to Shazam to now Birds of Prey, the DCEU movies are making less and less. Are they reviewed well now? Yes. But the money's not coming in. Yes, Aquaman made over $1 billion, and I never expected Shazam to do that or 800 million, but looking at the straight numbers worldwide, we're looking at $1 billion worldwide for Aquaman to just under 400 million for Shazam, and now it looks like to be around 300 million for Birds of Prey. Now obviously Wonder Woman 84 will fix this. Like that's looking at 700-800 million, no problem. And I mean, Jesus Christ, if that only does 300-400 million, then I don't know what needs to happen to Warner Brothers, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And look, right now, Birds of Prey does not seem to be a loss for the studio when everything is said and done, thanks to the lower budget. But I think with the lower budget, they would have hoped for more profit and not just, oh, we just barely made $2 million. No, if I was them, I was expecting, okay, if the budget's $80 million, it's Harley Quinn's superhero movie. I expect to make $100 million in profit, $50 million in profit, not, oh, well, thanks to Blu-ray sales, we finally made $5 million in profit. That's not how it works. Now let's move over to some international numbers. Birds of Prey opened to 48 million internationally for a worldwide opening weekend of 81 million. 1917 is now at 154.8 million internationally for a worldwide total of 287.3 million. Doolittle is at 9.7 million internationally for a worldwide total of 158.6, and is still not past its reported budget of around $175 million. Bad Boys for Life is at 170 million internationally for a worldwide total of 336.3 million. It will definitely pass 350 and might finish right around 400 million. The Gentleman is now at 33.5 million internationally for a worldwide total of 60.3 million. And finally, Little Women is now at 177.2 million worldwide. So this weekend starts with Valentines Day, and with that there are quite a few new movies coming out. The biggest one is the live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie from Paramount. We then have a romantic movie in The Photograph and a horror movie from Blumhouse called Fantasy Island. The easy pick is Sonic coming in at first, But for the other two movies, they are both expected to open around 10 to 15 million apiece. That plus how much Birds of Prey drop makes this actually harder to predict. So my predictions for the weekend top 5 will be: in first place, Sonic the Hedgehog; second place, Fantasy Island; third place, Birds of Prey; fourth place, The Photograph; and fifth place, Bad Boys for Life. I think Fantasy Island might break out and do between 15 and 20 million, and if Birds of Prey drops more than 50% weekend over weekend, well, that puts it in third place. Then The Photograph would be right under it. What do you think the top 5 will shake out to be? Let me know on Instagram at @TalCallahanMedia or on Facebook. A link to the page is in the show notes. That'll be it for this week's episode of Box Office Receipts. Thanks for listening, and see you there.